Hello fellow StarCraft 2 players, this is going to be the IMBAbuilds guide for the Marine Hellion Elevator TVT build, the Barracks first variant of it. For more of these build orders and guides, go to IMBAbuilds.com. It's pretty legit, just saying. Over here, you're going to start off with a barracks first, as I say right over here. And a barracks first means that you're not going to be getting gas first, as opposed to the other variant. So in case you're looking for a more aggressive version of this, the gas first gets one less marine and hits 20 seconds earlier, while the racks first looks more standard and also gets it gets one extra marine. Not a big deal either way, but in case you're into a more aggressive TVT build, then you can definitely do the gas first variant. With the Barracks first variant, you're going to start the 10 depot just like you do with every single build Terran ever has. And you don't have to wall off. I walled off in this case, but notice that when you're doing the Barracks first into gas, you're not going to get a second depot over here to stop any scouts from going into your main. So building at the wall is not necessary. There we go. Here's the 12 barracks going down. Everything looking very standard, and then over here, as soon as you have the 75 gas, you're going to be starting your refinery in your main. There's the refinery. Moving right along, usually when you do a gas build of any sort in TVT, you actually can't even afford to scout before 13 supply. So if you see right here, I'm rallying this CC out in order to scout, but before this, there's really no way you can afford what you want to build and scout at the same time. As soon as this refinery finishes, you want to put 3 guys in gas to have or 2 in gas to put 3 total mining. Keep building SCVs and yep, there you go. You want to keep building SCVs until this barracks is finished. And as soon as the barracks finishes, you start the marine, and then as soon as this SCV finishes, you start the orbital. Everything is completely standard. There's the orbital. And then now you have the money to wall off, finally, at 3 minutes. So if there's a scout in your base, just send the Marine to deal with it, but otherwise, it's not really a big deal. All it looks like you're doing right now is going for factory tech. If possible, when someone sees gas in your base, they're going to want to try to see whether you're getting a tech lab or whether you're going factory, so if you can hide it from them, more power to you. So build the barracks somewhere that's not easily scouted, or not care about that. At 100 gas, you start the factory. And notice that you're still staying on 1 gas. You're not going for a Cloaked Banshee or anything like that. You're going Marines, Hellions, and Medevacs, which are all pretty mineral expensive and not gas expensive at all. So stay only on these 3 geysers and keep pumping out Marines, Hellions, and in a second you'll see the Medevac pop out. Usually, if you can, if the person hasn't scouted your main, then you'll want to build your Marines on the low ground and stop them from seeing this add-on, whether you have a CC, and then obviously the most important thing, whether you're getting this factory or not. Notice that this factory placement is in the back of the base. It's somewhere hidden, somewhere not usually scanned. Usually they'll scan somewhere around here to see what you're building, but the longer you can hide things from scans in TVT, the better off you are. As soon as that factory finishes, you're going to be pumping out constant Hellion production, and this has been constantly producing Marines, and as you notice right now we have 5 Marines. And you're going to be pushing with the first medevac, so all of this is just building up an army, building up an army, building up an army. Against a gas first build, if you scout gas first, then you're going to be wanting to play very defensive, but if you scout barracks first or no gas at all, maybe a 1-Rax FE, then you're going to want to be very aggressive with this, and all these Marines and Hellions should be constantly pushing. Never stop. Don't lose any of them. Don't overcommit, but you definitely do not want to give him time to be comfortable, to have lots of Marines in his main, defending the drop and all this stuff. So moving out already, even though I'm assuming my computer opponent, which is a very easy AI, is going for a 1-Rax FE, even though that's a bad assumption, but that's why I'm being very aggressive. So right now, the medevac finished, and it was started as soon as the starport finished. Constant Hellions even after this attack, and then you start a Viking as soon as that medevac finishes. This Viking will deal with Banshees, and you'll rally it in your base if you have to deal with Banshees, or it will deal with more Marines, and you'll actually have it in its fighter mode on the ground if you're dealing with more Marines. Here we go. The medevac is popping out. It's about to reach the base, and then what you want to do is load up all of your Marines into the medevac. You want to make sure that your Hellions are on the low ground and can easily kill a bunch of Marines if he's trying to stop you from getting up right here. And then you want to elevator, the build is an elevator, you want to elevator these Hellions up into the main by moving the medevac back, picking up the Hellions, and then dropping them in the main. And that way you have your Marines, Hellions, and medevacs all in the main of your opponent. If you can, you're going to be wanting to go for SCVs and Marines. You want to attack his army. You don't want to give him time to get an extra unit or two out because your army is not going to be getting any bigger. You're going to have like one Hellion and one Marine and this Viking coming out. But besides that, this is the strength of your army. So the faster you can engage, the better off you are. The follow-up usually is a command center, although you can make this an all-in by adding a reactor, adding a tech lab, and going Marine Tank Banshee. But usually, you start another command center, you get one more gas geyser, and you go into either 3 barracks, factory, medevac, and go for a Marine Tank medevac mid-game, or you can get this geyser as well as these 4, and have a total of 4 geysers, and then go for mech. So it's up to you, obviously, which one you're more comfortable playing, but the follow-up, this build is very versatile. You can go into Marine Tank, you can go into Mech very easily, and you can get a very reasonably timed, a 7-minute, if you notice the money is pretty high right now, a 7-minute natural is a pretty reasonably timed natural, all things considered. And that, folks, is the build, the Marine Hellion Elevator TBT build, with the Barracks first variation of it. And for more build orders and guides for StarCraft 2, go check out gosubuilds.com. Thanks for watching.